everybody. Welcome back to episode 34 of Almost a Party. And we have a full party tonight. We are all here. Our players also leveled up in between the previous sessions. I forgot to announce that at the end of the session. But our players are getting ready to head out on a pilgrimage for Elandiel. After leaving the city of Drusus and heading towards the homeland of the elves and to the island of Dele'star. Our players, having been attacked by a group of warlocks, were able to make it to the city and board a boat towards the island of Dele'star. Uh, Many shenanigans were had among the boat that raised a lot of questions and concerns within the party that they will have to deal with at some point in the future. How that goes, we will yet to see. Upon arriving in the capital city of Dele'star, Elandiel was tasked to head out on his pilgrimage, and the rest of the party was invited to go with him. During this time, it was discovered that the notes that they had recovered, I guess I should say, on the dead warlock that they had been ambushed by, were in reference to Mizeki and the pact that he made. We'll see what comes of that as we go. So, our players, it is the following morning, and you are in the city of Dele'star, set to head out on the pilgrimage for Elandiel. You have been informed that it doesn't take the full month just to go from here to Maplestump where you are going, but that there will be campsites placed throughout the trail along the way, and you are encouraged to stop and rest and reflect at any of these that you feel inclined to do so. That way, you have a chance to grow and reflect and discover more about yourself, and that this pilgrimage can have more of an effect of just go from point A to point B. So, the day is yours. What would you like to do? Anything in the city before you head out onto the trail?
I would say for the night leading up to this morning, or I would have spent a few minutes playing with the astrolabe, trying to figure out some more of its abilities, and discovers while looking at the stars, he has a little sensation leading him into some future events, and I'm going to use my wheel or woe trait for the first time.
Okay.
So I'm rolling, and if I roll even, I can grant somebody advantage. If I roll odd, I can grant somebody disadvantage. I don't know what the time frame is on this. It doesn't really have it broken down. I rolled even, so I get wheel. Someone I can grant advantage to at some point here in the near future.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Was just answering some questions the other players had. And so, what do you
No, that's
want
cool.
to do there, Ori?
Yeah, this is just the Cosmic Omen feature, where I roll a d20 and then I can use this. I'm trying to see how long.
How long it lasts for?
It's whenever I finish a long rest, and I figure since it's tied to the astrolabe, it's part of whatever I do during that night.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, and yeah, I don't know how long if this lasts only between long rests or if it's whenever I use it and then I do another long rest afterwards. So
Um.
this is what I have starting this day.
Okay. All right. Anything else anybody's wanting to do before you head out?
It is until you finish your next long rest.
Got it.
Do we have
Uh,
our obligatory dinner scene yet? I mean, we're just waking up, so probably not, but we eat.
You eat.
Yeah, eating is important. Do we have any other documents we can't read currently? Because I can potentially read them now. I picked up Comprehend Languages Ritual.
Because of all the stuff that you guys have found that you haven't been able to
Yeah.
read in the past. I
Yes,
think
exactly.
you've all turned over everything and had it
Yeah, that's what I
translated
thought.
by other people. I do not believe that you have anything else. If you do, hopefully you guys have it in your notes, and then you can tell me what it is and where you got it from, and then I can tell you what it
Okay.
said.
I thought we had turned everything over, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't you
But
guys remember that notebook we looted from the B-bag before he disappeared? Wink, wink. Yeah, that one.
I don't think we looted anything from him before he kicked our
I'm
ass
just
and
kidding. Yeah,
disappeared. Is the problem?
he freaking dominated you guys. That was when I was gone, and then it was like, peace.
Oh, so you're claiming that Shadow is the B-bag, huh?
He's our big bad evil guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of many.
Okay.
He's the big bad evil guy that the party has a beef with because he beat the crap out of him.
The one
Yes,
that
yes,
got
he
away.
did.
Certainly one of the top 3.
That makes him sound like our ex-girlfriend.
Okay. All right. So you
I
guys
can't think of anything. Yeah.
are able to get your breakfast and head
Yep.
out.
I'd like to get some seasonings.
Okay. Easy enough to do. You're very familiar with where to go in Dele'star to obtain such
Okay.
things. So it's something you can easily grab before you head out.
And touch up on and replace any of my art supplies that have gotten low in my travels. It's nice to get back to the stuff I've been used to.
Okay. Between art supplies and seasonings, let's have you go ahead and take off 5 gold to
Okay.
cover the cost of those. But you are restocked on everything.
Can Zernig get like ammunition components so he can make some bullets? I mean, I guess he just needs iron and gunpowder. So gunpowder is the big one. He can find iron other places.
Yeah. So you can find gunpowder in this city. Elandiel can help point you out where. He's very familiar with someone that has used that type of weaponry
Mm-hmm.
and knows where to go. But you can definitely get pretty much as you need here.
Oh man, since I missed last episode, I didn't get to do all my pre-prepared shock and awe of Zerdig, but he's in awe of the of the surrounding.
Yeah. So
I'm just imagining Legolas with a gun now.
and he's slightly purple and more steampunk. Yeah, that's Zerdig.
steampunk purple Legolas with a gun. Got it.
And a robot companion. Yeah, we
That's
just need a
Gimli.
dwarf in the party. So yeah, exactly.
I thought the robot looked like a dwarf because you're from the Dwarven Mountains.
It does.
And,
It's
and
a
you called him
tiny.
Gimli. I swore that was
Yeah.
his name, not Z2.
Z2 Gimli. There we go.
Right.
I mean, Z2 can take many forms. His original configuration was like a miniature Zerdig, but
Right.
we can make him a miniature dwarven Zerdig.
Yep. Okay. So how much gunpowder are you looking to get? You can basically get whatever you feel like spending on it.
He just really needs an extra horn so he can shoot. He's not trying to make explosives with it. He just needs it to be able to shoot his gun more.
Okay.
Get 2.
Yeah.
2 horns.
Okay. So we'll say a horn will be 3 gold each, full of black
Awesome.
powder. So
We're doing it. That's all he needs, and then he can find some iron for bullets other places.
yeah. And I mean, you can go ask for scrap as well from blacksmiths and things while you're here.
He will do that.
And so they'll let you take 5 pounds of scrap for a gold. So
Deal. So I'll take 7 gold out, and then that's enough for lots of bullets.
okay. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to do in town before you set off?
Oh, I should probably restock on blood, or at least check how much I've got. Mizeki, didn't I put some in your quote-unquote special place in the ring?
I don't know. Did you? Let's see, do I have that listed in my box? We do have the chest of preserving, so yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
not sure, like,
Yeah,
how
I
much
just
would still be left.
I don't have an exact list of how much you consume each day, so I didn't write it down.
Well, I don't know if there's set, like, oh, you're drinking X amount per day, so we'll just assume it varies. I'm gonna go ahead and say I probably have like 3/4 of the chest left, so I'll just top it up.
Okay. So it's a bit harder to do to get blood, as it's not something that's kept in this town. But you find a few butchers with some fresh kill. It takes you about an hour to get the blood, and then you're good. So the blood will cost you a gold just to finish that off, to top off what you got.
Okay, doke.
Okay. So with that, with preparations done and finalized, you all gather together at the edge of the city and step out onto Elandiel's pilgrimage. Elandiel, you lead the way, knowing roughly which way to go. There is a trail and signs set out that make it easier. Um, do you want to stay on the trail, or do you want to venture off the trail in the general direction that you know that it heads?
I want to follow. I want to faithfully execute my pilgrimage.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way following the trail as it winds from the city down towards the river on the edge of the city. Upon reaching the river, there is a small footbridge as the trail continues on. And just on the far side of the river, you see your first campsite set up. You've only been traveling for about 2 hours at this point. Do you wish to make camp or continue on?
Do I roughly know how far it is to the next one?
You do not know. You just know that there are 27 campsites set up between the city and Maplestump. And you're encouraged to stop at as many of them as you feel like you must. And that is why they plan for a month for the pilgrimage.
I want to stop at the first one.
It does feel a little weird, but I guess it's more of a ritual walk thing than it is like a journey.
All right.
I'm just going to pipe in real fast that remember those documents that we had translated are basically saying, "Hey, we're stalking Mizeki."
I mean, that's not new.
No, but if somebody were going to try to find somebody who's on a pilgrimage with their
It's not like
friend,
that's difficult. Like we're going on a very defined road. I mean, I understand caution. We'll be as cautious as we
We'll
usually
keep our
are,
eyes
which is
up.
not very, yeah. But
okay.
Half of us don't have to sleep, so
yeah,
Well, that is true.
How many other pilgrims or people on the road have we encountered for? You said we've only been on the road for like 2 hours at this point?
Yep. So you haven't encountered anybody else on their pilgrimage yet.
Is there, so there's nobody at this campsite currently?
Correct.
Yeah, if Elandiel makes a comment that, yeah, we should probably stop here, I'm going to start kind of investigating the campsite, seeing if there's anything off or trying to discern a little bit about this pilgrimage a little bit more. And I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Um. So you cast Detect Magic, and you don't get anything specific giving off magic, but you do feel a general aura around the entire area that extends about 100 feet from the campfire in all directions, that is giving off a variety of different magical sources.
Different sources of the magic or just different types of magic?
Types, sources. So,
Gotcha. And it's just kind of off of I'm guessing bricks that make up the campfire.
so it's just an aura in the air all around it. But
Oh, so it's not the campfire specific. It's just okay. I see what you're saying.
but it's 100 feet in all directions from the campfire. So,
And how well worn is this camp area? Like,
so
does it seem like it's been heavily traveled, heavily used?
yeah, it definitely gets used really regularly. Um, so the trail is all dirt, and you can see where it leads off and goes towards the uh, fire pit, the campfire there, and that's got a circle of about 20 feet that is all just dirt and dust where the grass has been worn down and can't grow anymore.
And is this area surrounded by trees? Is this open fields, plains,
So this
hills?
is open fields just on the other side of a river.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'll find a good spot and start prepping a meditative area.
Okay. So easy enough to do. As you get up there and get closer to start setting up your area. Yeah, you do get the impression that the best way to go about this is to, once you are set up camp and you have determined to set here, is to start the fire almost immediately and see what happens throughout the day and throughout the night while the fire burns.
Okay. I'll let everybody know.
I am gonna take advantage of my ritual cast Unseen Servant to spawn
Okay.
a servant and help out.
Is there already firewood here, or do we have to go like search for our own?
And Zerda can help out too.
So you don't see any firewood or anything in particular that would start a fire. And looking around, you don't see anywhere where you would be able to gather it for anything either. You do know that there is magic all around you, though, from your detect magic spell.
I'm just gonna see if it works. I'm gonna use Druidcraft and see if I can ignite the campfire.
Um, is one of the options on Druidcraft allow you to light a candle or anything like
Instantly
that?
light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so you do that, and the fire in the pit immediately begins roaring to life. No fuel needed for it. It just starts small and begins to grow
I'm gonna use
until it's a full
prestidigitation to
campfire.
snuff it out.
You try, but it does not snuff out.
Dang. I was gonna. Okay. Good to know.
So, um,
Memo to self: use those relighting candles on Mizeki's birthday cake.
at this point, as you are all doing your various things and Elandiel is setting up to meditate by the fire, what are the rest of you wanting to do?
I would probably be mimicking Elandiel and kind of setting up the same way, trying to discern as much about this pilgrimage as I can by watching him. So if he's setting up to meditate, I will also set up to meditate.
We're gonna have a little meditation circle because that's what I was gonna say too. Zerdig's like, oh, this is an elven pilgrimage. I am a type of elf. I will partake.
Okay.
Yeah, and seeing Zerdig with me, I try and like make my actions deliberate and easier to follow as I go through the motions.
Okay. That's easy enough for you to do, to set the example for everybody.
I
Satsi
think
and Mizeki?
Oh, Zeki will follow along. He likes cultural stuff, and it's another person he could potentially copy later.
I'll probably watch them and try to at least either mimic what they're doing, or if I just can't, at least try to stay quiet.
Okay. All right. So with this, as you all follow up and set up after Elandiel. The time for lunch comes. Those of you that do eat or are thinking about food, you notice that the food instantly appears in front of you, and you're able to quickly eat and feed your body. Those of you that choose to refrain or aren't thinking about anything food, nothing happens. But those of you that are hungry, the food just appears there.
What kind of food?
Whatever it is that you are thinking of.
Does it keep
So-
working if you think of more food?
It does.
Oh,
Oh my
Zeki's
God.
totally making a tavern burger.
Okay.
It's like that scene in Hook.
Elandiel will think about his childhood and his favorite salad that his mother would make him for lunch.
Okay. Yeah. And so all of this food appears. You're all able to eat and partake in your lunch. As the day goes by, I would like all of you to go ahead and roll a percentile dice for me, please. So a D100.
80.
95.
67.
80.
Okay.
No, that's my number. Get a new one.
All very good numbers. You can share. Zerdig, you can share. At least I would hope that you can share. All right.
I guess.
As the day continues on and you are there hanging around and watching and meditating on various things, Elandiel, you first notice the fire begin to change color and smoke begin to start to envelop the camp.
What color does the fire change?
The fire begins to turn green, along with the smoke that it emits that is now filling the camp.
Do I look and do other people seem to be seeing what I'm seeing?
They do not.
I watch.
All right.
See what happens.
So as the fire burns and the smoke spins and fills the area, eventually it gets closer and closer to you. Just as it's about to reach you, it rushes past, around behind you, completely engulfing you in smoke. The next thing you know, you wake up in a small room by yourself. Looking around, you see that there are two ghostly figures standing out in front of you with blades drawn, ready to attack.
I feel for my shield.
Your shield is there. I would like
I
you to go
grabbed it.
ahead and open up Fantasy Grounds and open up Pilgrimage Trial 1 map.
Joining
Good thing I remembered to update that.
And if everybody else would like to do so as well, that way you can see what is going on.
Loading. Okay. Pilgrim Trial 1, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And Elandiel, I would like for you to go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. That is a 7.
All right.
You're totally ready.
So, as you wake up in this house, it's a bit trashed, and you see these two ghosts. One guarding the exit, the other standing in the corner, swords ready and drawn, ready, waiting for you. You're up first. They rolled worse on initiative.
What do they look like? Elves, or what do they?
They do look elves. They are ghostly, though. So,
Yeah, I'll hold my shield up and an elven. Tell them to stand down,
okay. So you hold your shield up and tell them
and I'll,
to stand down
and I'll take a dodge action.
and take the dodge action. Okay. All right. Anything else that you would like to do on your turn? I know you're not quite in the map yet, so. Oh, and I guess I can flip over for the stream to see it at this point.
Okay. Can I see? Is there an exit
There is
that
an
I can
exit
reach?
it's in the top right corner, and it's
Top right
being
corner
guarded
with
by
being
one of
blocked by
them.
the top of them. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll move up.
Okay.
And then just be ready to defend myself,
Okay.
clutching my holy symbol in my main hand.
Okay. All right. So with that, it is their turn. The one standing by the door is going to remain there, their sword out. The other one, in what appears to be the blink of an eye to you, goes from where they are to right next to you, and is going to take their sword and begin to swing and slash at you. So with your dodge action, they are at disadvantage, but that is still a 15 to hit.
Nope.
All right. And second attack is a 22 to hit.
That'll do it.
Sorry. That was the advantage, not disadvantage. 10.
Nope.
Yep. Sorry, my bad. I'm looking at the two and I'm like, ha ha ha, that one. No. Okay. All right. And then it is your turn.
Okay. Why not? I'm gonna use I'm gonna do turn undead.
Okay. You hold up your holy symbol, presenting to it, praying to your divine to turn undead. Nothing happens.
Dang.
Any movement or bonus actions that you would like to do?
I don't want to get close enough and engage two of them at once. So in that case, nope, I won't move. Because that'll just put me closer to more of them that'll hit me. So no good bonus actions currently. Yeah, I'll cast spiritual weapon.
Okay. Again, you go to cast spiritual weapon, presenting your holy symbol, and you see the spiritual weapon appear for a moment, and then it flickers away.
Does that use the spell slot?
It does indeed.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. You know what? Can I move through it?
They are incorporeal, so you can move through them. They are considered difficult terrain.
Is there enough? I kind of want to try and make a break for the door.
Okay. All right. So you make your way, trying to get through the door, stepping into the spot where the guard is. As you step into the space next to him, he strikes at you. That is a 18 to hit.
18 ties, so yep.
Okay. So you take 10 slashing damage
Wow.
and 2 force damage. And as you further step into its space, passing through its incorporeal movement, you reach for the door. And as that happens, you are struck again. That is a 25 to hit.
Yep.
You take 11 force damage and are pushed back into the space where you started.
Oh, no.
Oof.
All right.
Well, that's all my actions, so.
And it is now their turn. They are going to, the one next to you is going to swing at you with its sword twice more. And you didn't take the dodge action this time, so this is not at disadvantage. So that is 28 to hit.
Yep.
You will take, there's the die, 5 slashing damage and 13 force damage.
I am bloodied.
All right. The second attack is a 14. I don't think that one hits.
That'll miss.
Okay. With that, the other one again just stands guard by the door, ready in case anything happens. It is back to your turn. At the start of your turn, since you are bloodied, and you have tried to cast your spells, and you realize that the connection to your divine has somehow been severed, I need you to make a wisdom save against fear.
27. I nat 20'd that.
All right. You resist the fear of being left alone, being seen for how weak and pathetic you really are.
I draw my lightning short sword and strike at the ghost.
Okay, because they are incorporeal and their form is blurred, all attacks against them are made with disadvantage.
$12.
12 hits.
Cool. And that is 4 piercing. And how do I roll the thunder damage? That's just 2d6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 lightning.
Okay, so 14 damage in total.
Mhm.
Yep, okay. Just making sure no resistances to lightning. Okay.
And I'll curse at it in Elven.
Okay. You curse at it in Elven. It is their turn unless you want to do any movement or bonus actions.
My only bonus actions are spells which are not working right now. So, yeah. That's. Yep. Okay. Yeah, and the other one's not chasing, and I can't. You know what? Is that window there on the back?
That is a window there on the back.
I'll move around, making sure to not leave its threat range.
Okay.
To not provoke an opportunity to actually go around the wall. And can I open it?
You can attempt to open it as part of your movement.
Yeah, I want to try and go out the window because I can't get out the door.
Go ahead and give me a strength check. The window is resisting and seems to be stuck.
Oh no. Oh, 16. That's not half bad.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
You try and try and try, but the window will not budge.
Okay. I look back at the ghost and I'm like, guess we're doing it this way.
All right. And the ghost is going to take another 2 swings at you. That is a 17 and a 20.
20 hits.
Okay. You will take 4 slashing damage and 4 force damage.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't take another one of those.
And at the start of your turn, I need you to make another wisdom save against fear.
12.
12. You are frightened.
She wouldn't abandon me, would she? Did I fail?
You, inexplicably, as you are feared, let out a scream of terror. The rest of you, back in the camp, you break out of your meditations as you hear this scream from Elandiel. And as you look around, you see his body is surrounded by this green smoke from the green flame in the campfire. As you all wake up and hear the scream and you rush towards him, as soon as you step into the green smoke, you appear in this clearing. You see several trees around you, and you're no longer by the river, but you're still by the campfire. Looking around, you see the building in the back. You hear the scream of Elandiel coming from that direction. You may all go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
$20.
Okay.
I
Miseki with
rolled
an
2
8.
5s. Yeah, I got an 8.
All right.
I've
16
got
for me.
advantage. I've got an 8.
16 for Ore and Zerdik.
Zerdig is looking at 19.
19. Okay. Sadzi, you are up first.
Okay. Let's see. Been teleported into this weird place. We've just seen Elandiel shrieking, and now we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Get it away from me! Failed.
We're having a religious experience.
Or at least Elandiel is.
Yeah, I think I'll cast Shield. That seems like a wise idea at this juncture.
Shield's a reaction spell. So when you're attacked, you can use shield to prevent them from hitting you if it would increase.
Ah, so it is. All of my thoughts right now are like prevent things, and those are all reactions.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could start by running towards the sound.
Sure, I will start moving towards the sound, but I would like to be cautious about it.
Okay. All right, yeah. You can go ahead and move your character your speed.
Can we see Elandiel?
No, you can't. You can see a building and you can hear him screaming, but you do not see him. Okay. So movement, any actions, you can dash if you don't have anything you want to cast immediately. to get all the way to the door?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. And so the door is up here in this top corner. Okay. That's only 15 feet, so you have another 20 feet. You're able to open the door and continue inside if you would like.
Can I slip past the ghost thing at the door?
Right now, you
Will it
don't
let
know
me?
what's beyond this door without opening it.
Okay. I guess I'll wait for somebody else to join me.
Okay, wait for someone else before you
Um,
open the door.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Zerdig, you are up with Z2 then.
all right, he's just gonna dash in there.
Okay.
Can he actually just yell the Sazi to open the door as he's dashing? Like it's like a bang bang play, or is that too late?
That would be too late because she used her action to dash, so she couldn't ready to open the door as you're coming. So.
All right, he's gonna pull out his gun and tell her to open the door and ready a shot, and then Z2 is gonna run up right next to her
Okay. So you
with a dash.
are readying when she opens the door to fire a shot.
Yeah, so he moved, and then bonus action is to tell Z2 to dash, and then readying a shot with his gun. He's got his greatsword like resting on the floor in one hand, and then his pistol with the chain on it in the other. So then he'll shoot, and then hopefully run in there with his sword next round.
Okay.
That's it. And he's screaming, "Elandiel, come out!"
Ore, it is your turn.
Ore is going to start rushing for the door and cast Thaumaturgy to cause the door and the window to fly open.
Okay. So the door flies open. What's the range on that? It should be plenty.
That's 30. It's 30 feet, so I will do it like as I get close enough to do it.
Okay. So as you get close enough to do it, you cast Thaumaturgy, and the door and the windows blow open. Sadzi, since you were there by the door, you see inside. Elandiel is there up against a back window. Oh, screaming in fear. You're starting to rock back and forth. Other than that, this is just a trashed room.
Okay, so we don't see anything but Elandiel freaking out.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'll try to go towards him.
Okay. Well, on your turn, you can do so.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
since you were the one by the door.
Oh, okay.
I took Elandiel, not Elandiel, Zerdig's readied shot, and it was a crit for 14 damage.
Okay. You crit the back wall.
What? I missed the ghost?
It's not there for you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like, that's what I was
snap.
describing to Satsi, is all she sees in this room is Elandiel cowering in fear in the back by the window, anxiously trying to open it while screaming in fear of something
Well,
that it seems only he
Elandiel,
can see.
you hear Zerdig's gun go off, and that wall gets hit like you've never seen before. It was so accurate.
All right.
Crit at
Panic
that wall.
roar.
Any bonus actions, Ore?
That's a good question. Can I see Elandiel through the window open?
Yes, you are lined up with the window there. You can see him there rocking in pain, screaming in terror. So,
Okay. Does he look about 30 feet away or 60 feet away from me at that range? I'm not entirely sure how far that is.
yeah.
Cool. Since my action was a cantrip, can I cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action?
Correct. Yes.
Cool. I will cast Shield of Faith on Elandiel, giving him +2 to his AC.
Okay. All right. Elandiel, it is your turn. So you look and you see that the door has swung wide open, but the two ghostly elves still stand in between you and the door. And beyond the door, you see Sadzi there, waiting to come in.
Are the ghosts the source of fear? Or is it just a general frightened sense?
It is a general frightened sense.
Okay.
You have been abandoned by your god.
Okay.
You are dying alone and weak.
I shakily hold my shield up, barely managing to hold on to my sword, and kind of like drop into just like a little ball position, knowing I can't run through them and escape. It'll just stab me. Um, and I'll just take the dodge action and hunker down. I'll move a little bit um, around because seeing Sadzi gives me a little bit of hope that my friends are here. I might not be an utter failure. There might still be a chance at salvation.
Okay.
But I warned them. She's abandoned us. She's abandoned me. They'll stab you. Watch out.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to do?
Dodge and try not to die.
Okay. Mizeki, it is your turn.
They're
All
right
right.
there. It's right in front of you.
There's obviously some wild shit going on. Let's see. We can't see any enemies
Correct.
through the window and all.
And you definitely can't because you're still in the trees. So.
Yeah. Wonder. What would happen if I charmed Elandiel?
Well, I mean, if it would get rid of his feared state.
I don't know. I don't know how that works actually. I feel like step 1 is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 35 feet. Get over here, and then 35, 40 is my move. Okay, so
Okay.
10. I'm gonna go inside the room.
Okay.
And stand next to Elandiel.
All right. Easy enough for you to get up and do there. And so.
Do I feel any like resistance or anything? Obviously, I have to squeeze past Sadzi, but after that, is it just like walking through a room?
It's a little bit of difficult terrain because there's a bunch of broken things
There's
that
stuff
scatter
everywhere.
throughout the
Yeah.
room, but it's pretty easy to get here.
Okay.
And so, Elandiel, you see Mizeki come charging in right through one of these ghostly elfin figures, and he stands right next to you. Mizeki, do you say or do anything to Elandiel?
Yours hasn't abandoned you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I should say though. I mean, step 1 is. Does it count as lying if I don't know if something's true? Like if I was like, your god hasn't abandoned you, you're fine. He's obviously not fine, so I'm lying to him.
Right.
Does that let me use my deception?
No, that's more of a persuasion check
Okay.
because you're trying to persuade them that he's fine.
Oh, curses. Okay. I'm just trying. I'm really good at deception, but we don't get to lie a lot to each other, at least.
That could
I
be changed.
am going to tell him to remember where he is and then investigate if I can. But oh wait, no, that's an action. Yeah, I'm just going to tell him to remember where he is and like put my hands on his shoulder, which is a little weird because we're roughly the same height.
Okay. So you reach out and put your hand on his shoulder, and you
I'll
tell
flinch
him
hard.
to remember who he is. As he cowers as you're reaching out to him, Elandiel, as this happens, you watch as Mizeki fades into this smoke figure for a moment, surrounding you. You fully heal back up, and then Mizeki, you appear right back in your same spot, and you can now see the two ghosts that Elandiel is afraid of. And it is their turn.
Okay. Thanks, Mufasa.
So the first one is going to continue to attack Elandiel. So that's the one by the both of you. That is a 16 and a 19. Sorry,
Uh,
you dodged. So that's
yes.
just a 16 for the first roll
Miss.
and a 13 for the second roll.
Miss.
And then Mazeki, the other one is going to strike at you now that you are here. That is a 17
That hits.
and a 25.
Well, yeah, that works too.
Okay, so the first strike, you take 7 slashing damage and
Okay.
12 force damage. From the
That's a lot.
second strike, you take 3 slashing damage and 6 force damage.
Okay. Fun.
And then, Sadzi, it is your turn.
Zeki's obviously gonna like freak out in place a bit because he's clearly being attacked.
Uh-huh. So now not only is Elandiel freaking out, Sadzi, but Mazeki is freaking out a bit. Not nearly as much as Elandiel was, but still a bit surprised.
Great. Now they're both losing their minds. Okay.
Right in front of you! Watch out!
Oh crap. I can't target something I can't see, right?
You can. You're at disadvantage, and you have no idea where or anything is. As far as you're concerned, the only people in this room are Elandiel and Mazeki. Elandiel keeps screaming that there's something right in front of you, but you don't see it. And he doesn't seem in his right mind.
Okay, this is probably a reach, but can I cast protection from evil and good on Elandiel?
Yeah, what's the range on that spell?
It's touch.
Yeah, so you have to get next to him to cast the spell. So you can move in and get next to him then.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get in there next to him, and you just cast the spell protection from evil. And so Elandiel, you see Sadzi come running in next to you.
No.
Do you say anything as you're casting the spell, or do you just reach out and let the magic start flowing through you to touch him?
I guess I probably wouldn't say anything because it looks like he's freaking out, and I'm afraid if I said anything, it would just make him freak out more. So, yeah, let's just go ahead, reach out, and see if we can dispel whatever it is that's making him freak out.
Okay. Alright, so you cast protection from evil on him. Let's see. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw. Okay. Alright. Nothing else happens. You still see just Mazeki and Elandiel both frightened and freaking out. Any bonus actions that you have that you would like to do?
No bonus actions.
Okay.
Does it seem like what I'm doing is it helping calm them down any, or are they still just like max freak?
Elandiel's still max freak. Like, Mizeki's minor freak.
Zeki is upset. He's
Yeah.
not freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mizeki's a freak, but that's a whole nother conversation.
All right. Zerdig, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I see Elandiel looks pretty bad, right? I mean, like emotionally, but also physically, he's pretty beat up at this point.
No, not anymore.
I very buoyed by a friend
Yeah,
joining.
he was healed when I touched him.
Yeah. So Elandiel just
Well,
looks mentally very disturbed at this point. Not that you can see him well from your vantage there, but yes.
Almost worse after Sadzi successfully cast a spell, and he can't.
all right. Well, he's gonna just drop the gun because it's on that chain, anyways, and then run in with his greatsword and see nothing. Apparently,
Yeah,
he'll
just
go.
your allies
Yeah.
around.
Yep. And then he'll just ready. He'll ready. I guess he'll take the dodge action because he already readied and shot at nothing. So he realizes that he doesn't know what's going on. He does have a new feature as well. So if you guys ever have to make another save and I can see you, let me know.
Okay.
And that's his turn. And Z2 will do the same, I guess, because I can't see anything in there.
Right. So where do you want to be in that room since we need to move you in? Do you
Let
want to
me.
be next to Elandiel, behind Mizeki, behind Sadzi?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty dang crowded in there now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all just in there near each other.
Okay. And do you say or do anything to Elandiel when you get in there? Or you're just ready with your
He's just
sword?
gonna. He's
Right
just
there.
gonna. Yeah, help
Right
him out.
there.
Okay. Yeah, Elandiel keeps screaming, saying that there's things there, but there's clearly not.
Yeah, Zerdig will obviously be very concerned, but he'll be like, "We're here for you, Elandiel."
Okay.
And that's basically it. And then just dodge.
Okay. So as you call out and say we're here for you, you vanish into the green smoke and you surround Elandiel for a moment, and then you reappear in your spot, and you can now see these two ghosts. One guarding the door, the other standing next to Mizeki and Elandiel.
Does that mean Z2 can see them too, or no?
Uh, yeah, I'll say Z2 can see
Can a
them.
robot have the spiritual experience? I don't know.
Z2 is
I would
technically
say
a part.
Z2 is tied to what you can see for
Yeah,
this. For the
Z2 is
purpose of
basically a
this.
part of your soul as far as 5e is
Yeah.
concerned.
So can he not dodge then, since he can see them now and actually attack?
Sure.
All right, let's see. Do I want to cast
And
a
if you want to
spell on
move
these
him to a
guys?
different space then as well, because he would come in being able to see them. So he could either not come in and just be at the door fighting the one, or pass through it since they are incorporeal.
I don't want to meta game it too much. I think he would come in and just try to help Elandiel and then see the ghost. So I'll say that he did. He landed in that non-optimal space, and then next turn he can strategize.
Okay.
And he'll just throw some greatsword attacks at him, I guess.
Z2 doesn't have a great sword though.
Sorry, I meant Zerdig.
Right. So, yeah,
Because just talking to him is what made him see him, right?
correct.
So like an action.
Yeah. And
Although I have a thing. Let's see. Can I fairy fire them? I want to fairy fire. Yeah, I want to fairy fire them and see if that helps other people see them instead.
okay. Yeah, you can cast
This will
Fairy Fire.
also catch Mizeki. So sorry, Mizeki, but they need to make a DC 12 Dex save.
DC 12 deck save.
Yeah, because it's a racial. It's not.
Okay.
It's not prepared. So
So
it's
it's
not very
based off
good.
your charisma instead of your intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
I got
got an 8.
14 and 21.
I got an 8.
Okay. Well, you are very sparkly now. You're a vampire. And then
I
that's the
am
end of
additionally
Zerdig's turn.
sparkly.
And Z2 will just stay on the defensive, and then he'll help protect anybody with his reaction if he needs.
Okay. Ore, it is your turn.
I was also going to fairy fire, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. So Ore is going to just rush to the door. With everything that's going on in there, I can hear that there's something people can't see, right?
Well, you can hear that Elandiel is screaming, "There's something there! There's something there!" But
Zeki's mostly
you
cursing at this point. Like
you don't see
he hasn't
anything.
said anything.
Zazi
Yeah.
doesn't seem to see anything. Mazeki and Zerdig do seem to have noticed something at this point, but you don't see anything other than your friends. Elandiel still very much frightened, but Mazeki and Zerdig doing everything they can to help protect him, standing reassuring.
With Zerdig's fairy fire that he launched, is it lighting up everything else in the room and everybody's covered in sparkles? These guys aren't showing at all.
Yeah, just Mazeki's
Yeah.
covered in sparkles.
Just Mazeki's covered in sparkles. Okay. Seeing him kind of freaking out at something in the room, I am going to. I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt into the room and try and hit roughly where he's gesturing something to do a thing.
Okay. Go ahead and cast your guiding bolt.
That would be a 12. I'm sure it doesn't hit anything.
Okay, yeah, your guiding bolt just flies right on past where they're gesturing and hits the wall behind.
We're teaching that wall a lesson.
That wall is learning so much.
And with that, I will hold. I don't really have a bonus action to use in this case. I don't think. Yeah, because that's casting a spell. So, yeah, then I'll occupy the doorway and try and be ready for anything that does appear or like come at me.
Okay,
Not readying an action though, just being ready for it.
right. Elandiel, it's your turn.
Seeing the ghost hit my friend and actually hurt him, and then seeing my friends fight back, I think that gives me, just because, my God, might view me as a failure, but I won't be a failure to my friends, and I'll try and attack the ghost again.
Okay.
Is that a disadvantage with my sword?
It's still disadvantage. That is a feature of these creatures.
11.
11 will miss.
Swing. Okay.
All right. Mazeki, it is your turn.
Okay, so seeing that Zerdig didn't touch him, he just said something. Mizeki's not stupid. He's actually relatively smart and wise. He's gonna say, "You guys need to like reassure Elandiel," and then he's gonna disengage as my bonus action and get out of is the window. Or that's the door.
The front
The
window,
door is open.
The front window and door are open. Ore
Okay,
blew them open
cool.
with his the cleric
Thaumaturgy.
prestidigitation. Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Is the grid in this room is a little weird. Can I be more than 5 feet away or 5 feet away from the ghost people?
With where they are positioned, the only place
Like-
that works is back in the corner behind Satsi. So, like the grid's not exact in this room. It's
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. I'm gonna go. Do I want to hang out behind Sadzi? I mean, that's usually a good idea.
Yeah, push the cat out in front of you.
Yeah. How big is Thunderwave? It's a 15-foot cube. That would hit Zerdig. Well, Zerdig did hit me with Fairy Fire.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah,
what happened?
Zerdig made you sparkly, so let's kill him.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Can I stand here?
I'm
Don't
just
shove
saying.
the cat.
He can take it. You can.
Yeah,
You
you
handle it.
can stand there.
I want to be one up, I guess, so that I don't hit everyone.
Okay.
It's gonna hit Zerdig and the two ghosts, and I would like to Thunder Wave.
Okay. So first off, I know you disengaged, but they get to ignore that. So
Awesome.
the one that you did leave its range is going to strike at you.
Okay,
That is an 18.
that does hit.
Okay.
I need to get shield if I ever can. I don't think I can easily. Like,
So that is 8 slashing damage, and
I may be about to be unconscious.
9 force damage.
I am unconscious.
Okay.
So I just kind of plunked to the ground. Actually, I would have been in this space,
Right
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess everyone sees Mizeki attempt to dodge and disengage like he normally does, and then he plunks down on the ground.
So
Yep.
here's a question for you: where does this attack originate? Because when the attack happens when you're leaving its range, but before you've left its range, right? Because if
Yeah.
that's the
So
case,
you would
then
be
Z2
back
can
one
deflect.
space, technically.
So Z2 deflects and gives both those disadvantage because he only has to be next to the creature being attacked, not the attacking creature. I believe. Let me double check.
Yeah.
He can only deflect one, though, right? Because it's the action.
Yeah. Attack roll of one creature can see within 5 feet of it. Oh no, you know what? He has to be next to the attacker. My bad.
Yeah,
So
I
he
thought
can't
so.
do that at
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
Okay.
It varies. Some of them it's the attackee, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
one's
this one is
attacker.
the attacker.
Okay, so I'm unconscious here as I try to leave the space.
Yep.
Basically. Okay. Cool.
So
Great.
Zerdig and
Okay.
Elandiel, you can see what happened to Mizeki. For Sadzi and Ore, you just see Mizeki lay down to take a nap.
So it doesn't look violent at all. It just looks like he's resting.
Yep.
Like to them.
To them.
No.
Correct.
No.
But, as soon as he starts resting, Elandiel begins screaming. So.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
go to sleep.
And that is their turn now. Okay, so protection from evil means disadvantage against Elandiel.
Elandiel, this is the worst sleepover ever.
That is
Tell me about it.
15 for the first strike against Elandiel.
Nope.
And a 17.
Nope.
Okay. That protection from evil's doing some good work. Against Zerdig. The first attack is a 21.
He'll shield. So
Okay.
failed.
And the second is a 26.
I think that hits no matter. Yeah, that hits regardless.
Okay.
So
You'll take 6 slashing damage and 19 force damage.
19.
Yeah, that
Holy
was nearly
cow.
max.
Too bad you can't absorb elements and he already used his reaction anyways. All right, so the 25 damage total.
Yep. 6 slashing, 19 force. And then, Sadzi, it is your turn. The last thing Mizeki said before taking a nap was, "You've got to reassure Elandiel." And then he laid down to take a nap.
I'm just gonna look down at Mizeki and be like, really? Really? This is what your mind goes to in a time like this? And then I'm just gonna gently pat Elandiel on the arm or the shoulder, whatever I can reach, and be like, it'll be okay. We'll get you through this, whatever this is.
Okay.
Not okay.
Because I still can't see anything, right?
Correct. So with that, you see yourself turn into the green smoke, surround Elandiel. Elandiel, you still haven't taken any more damage since the last time this has happened to you, so there's no effect on you for this. But Sadzi, when you reappear in your space, you see 2 very disturbing things right now. So the first very disturbing thing is Mizeki is bleeding out on the ground, not laying down for a nap. And the second, there are 2 ghostly figures with swords raised that are hacking at your party.
Well, insert my favorite word here. And Do I have a reaction I can use, or only an action?
You have your so a reaction is when something happens to you.
Okay.
So like if the reaction.
So if somebody
stands for
attacks
this-
me, then.
Yeah. So
Got
like
it.
shield is when something attacks you. Like featherfall is a reaction, like when someone's falling. So it's if the thing that would trigger the reaction happens, you can use a reaction spell. So
Okay, can I try Dispel Magic?
on who would you like to target, or what would you like to target?
Let's target Elandiel, because if he's less freaked out, then perhaps he can use his ability to heal on Mazeki.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic. I need you to go ahead and make a spell ability check. So for you, that's Charisma.
Okay. Really?
Okay. Nothing happens with your Dispel Magic.
All right. So I guess I can't really do anything for Mazeki, so I'll stay there and keep trying to figure out what I can do for Elandiel, if nothing else.
Okay. Zerdig, it is your turn.
So he's gonna try something. He's gonna pat Mizeki on the shoulder and say, "It's gonna be okay," and see if that helps Mizeki.
That does not
And
work for Mazeki.
okay, then he's gonna be like, "Well, was worth a try," and he'll step behind this ghost, so he's flanking with Ore and attack it with his greatsword.
Okay. You are at disadvantage because they are incorporeal creatures that are blurred, and Ore doesn't count as threatening them. So.
Why not? Keep
Because
them 5 feet.
they don't exist to Ore, and Ore does not
got
exist
it.
to them.
All right. Well, shoot. His sword is magical. Let's go ahead and I think you do this. He'll heal Mizeki then. I'll cast a Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. So really, your
What's
pat
the
was
total?
Cure Wounds.
What's
Yeah.
the total bonus you can give?
For Cure Wounds?
Yeah, what's the dice and everything? Your bonus? I get max HP.
Oh, I mean it's not great. Oh, you get max?
Yeah, I get max
I was just
because
gonna
I have
cast it on
chained.
level 1, so it's like 1d8 plus 4, so 12 I think. Let me check.
12.
Okay.
Yep, 1d8 plus 4, so you get 12.
Wow. Wait.
And
So
then with
you
the-
get max now, and Elandiel can give max, or Elandiel gives max
Yes.
to unconscious. Interesting.
Yeah, and I always get it because of the it's my Eldritch, the ever
just for
living
the
one.
ever living ones?
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
So in other
Alright, and
words,
then
let
he'll
others cast on you, and Elandiel can cast on others.
he's gonna bonus action the Z2 over to the leftmost ghost, and then Z2 will take a swing at it. But then I have to look up Z2's stats, so that's always the fun part.
Did you not add them to your character sheet?
1d8 plus 3. No.
Okay. All right. So roll to hit, and then you said it was a D8 plus 3 damage. And it's still disadvantage because they're blurred incorporeal creatures.
Alright, a 20 and a 16, so 16 total.
16 hits.
9 force damage.
9 force damage. And I realized I've been putting the damage on the wrong one. Okay.
Actually, it should have been at even because he was flanking with Zerdig. But that's fine.
Yeah.
It still hits. Yeah, it's not a crit and it hits.
Yep. Okay.
And that's the turn.
Okay. Ore, it is your turn.
I heard Mizeki say, was it Mizeki who said we're here for you, or reassure him?
Yeah, Mazeki said you need to reassure Elandiel.
And then he took a nap.
And then you saw him lay down and take a nap.
Did he wake up after he was healed just now?
He did wake up after Z2 or not Z2 Zerdig patted him on the back as he was moving.
Got it.
But like from your perspective, literally all he did was take a nap, and Zerdig was like, "Dude, don't sleep now," and then moved over here.
But I do see that Zerdig is fighting something,
No,
right? Or Z2. I'm sorry, Z2's fighting something.
no.
No.
Oh, I don't
As
see
far as
anybody
you're,
fighting.
yeah, as far as you're aware, we're just hanging out.
Yep.
Except Elandiel is freaking out, though. That's the one thing we do
Mhm.
see.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
And you've been given instructions by Mizeki to encourage Elandiel.
I'm going to step right inside the door in the space currently occupied by a thing.
Okay.
If I can occupy that same space, and I will say to Elandiel, we are here for you. What can we do to help?
It's gonna get you.
Okay.
And then just kind of be ready for anything. So I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold primal savagery if anything pops out at me.
Okay. So you call out to Elandiel, saying that we're here for you. As you do, you turn into green smoke, go over, surround Elandiel, and then you pop back. But instead of popping back into the place where you were standing, you pop back one space south of it. And above you, where you had been standing, there is a guard, a ghostly elven guard, guarding the door.
I will unleash primal savagery at him.
Okay. It is disadvantage.
It is disadvantage.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just re-rolling again.
So a 12 hits.
12 does hit? Okay.
Yep.
He's going to take... Ooh, 14 points of poison? Is it poison or acid damage? I think it's poison damage.
What's it say?
I'm still waiting on it to finish popping up to confirm that.
In the spell
It's got the
description
little
say-
skull and cross. It's got the little skull and crossbonesy thing.
Yeah,
I think
poison.
that's poison. Yeah.
Okay. It has no effect.
No effect whatsoever.
No effect
Okay.
whatsoever.
D10 acid.
Wait, is it acid or is
14,
it poison?
14 acid. It was poison. It was poison damage. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you make contact, but it does nothing.
I think that's everything I've got.
Okay. Elandiel, it is your turn.
Primal does acid damage.
It is acid damage.
It is acid
damage.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you guys said
It is
poisons.
acid.
Okay, so yes, then it does hurt the creature. Okay.
Okay then. Okay. I just saw the skull and crossbones on the little icon for it, and then I was reading through it and I see where it said acid damage. Sorry for the confusion there.
Okay. So yes, you deal 14 acid damage to it. Okay. All right, Elandiel. I would like you to, at the start of your turn, make a general wisdom check. Not a save, just a check.
Is a 22.
Okay. With that, as you make the check and you realize that you're surrounded by your friends, you come to the understanding that it doesn't matter how scared and frightened you may be, your friends will always come to save you if you let them. You are no longer frightened.
Nice.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I want to take out that ghost.
Okay. How would you like to try and take out that ghost?
Oh, do I want to try magic again? I want to try to. Yeah, feeling brave. Yeah. Not ready to test magic yet. I'm gonna swipe at it with my lightning sword again.
Okay. Still, the effect of their creature is disadvantage, so getting over the fear didn't really change anything. But yeah.
That was a 1.
Okay.
So a 6.
That misses.
But the 1 misses.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna try it again. Being buoyed by my companions, I'm going to try to conjure a spiritual weapon
Okay.
to strike down these ghosts.
All right. You raise your holy symbol to cast the spell, and it begins to flicker with your divine power, where eventually the flickering gets faster and faster until it becomes what appears to be a steady stream of energy flowing into it. As this happens, everything around you vanishes from sight, including your friends and this, and you wake up back at the campfire by the river with everybody else standing next to you, shaking you to make sure that you're okay.
You're okay. How does Mazeki look?
Yeah, did I get my ass beat just so that he could have an emotional moment?
You look fine. Nothing
Nice.
happened to you at
Okay.
all.
Good.
Mazeki, how are you? Are you okay?
Uh,
You were
Fine.
you
Well
were
enough.
stabbed.
Do we remember this, like our part in it too, or is this all for Elandiel?
That's all for Elandiel. You just remember Elandiel screaming and you all running over to reassure him that everything is okay. And eventually, he woke up.
You're okay.
It took a
I'm
while.
okay. And I take my holy symbol and I hold it closely. And in Elven, I offer a little promise that I will not lose my faith again.
All right.
And I'll stay strong.
At this point, the sun has set and it is night. Elandiel the fire has returned to its normal colors and is starting to shrink in size. The remainder of the night goes by uneventful for you all. You're able to get in a full long rest, and as the sun comes up in the morning, you may set out for the next day to the next campfire, unless you would like to do something else.
I'm ready to get moving. That was.
Does Elandiel tell us about what happened in his?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I guess as we sat there, I'd ask them if they recall anything of what happened, especially consider like Mazeki being like, "I'm fine." I'm like, "You weren't a minute ago."
Zeki's definitely going to share that he appreciates that Elandiel has like recovered and everything, but did not appreciate that Dream Him got his ass beat.
I did too. It wasn't just you.
Yeah, but you got healed by the power of friendship. I just got whooped.
Hey, our friendships and bonds go deeper than service level. People joke about it, but I don't think I would have survived that fire without you all. That was eye-opening.
I am confused, but I'm glad we were able to be there for you.
I'm gonna pick
And
up
then
Elandiel and give him a hug.
look around the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Awkward
Elandiel's
shoulder
separate.
pat.
No, he's getting picked up and give it a hug. That's what we're going with right now.
Yeah,
I
Zerda's
can
gonna
still do
join
an
in on
awkward
that.
shoulder pat while you're holding him.
Nope, you get hugged too.
Elandiel
Let me
hugs
down.
everybody
Group
back.
hug.
Fully
Group
embraces
hug.
it.
Okay.
I
Group
couldn't do
hug.
this without you. And again, I tell Sadzi how sorry I am for the boat, that my intention was never to hurt anyone. And I'm truly grateful for your presence here with us.
Thanks, I think. Just awkward smile because I'm like only sort of putting this together.
You saved me. And then I'm like, gathered my composure. I'm like, well, let's get going. We got another campfire.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a candy because I'm sad about me getting my butt kicked. But yeah, let's keep going.
All right.
Also, it's Zerdik's turn next time. I'm just gonna let Zerdik know that next time if someone has to get their butt kicked, it's his turn.
He'll just wink it along as Mizeki.
Do we have any booze with us? Because I think if we do, I may pour a little into a shot glass, top it off with blood, and throw that back.
Did anybody buy any alcohol, or did someone have an alchemist flask, maybe, or
Don't think
whatever it
so.
is
I
that
thought
lets you
somebody
make the
did
beer,
have the alchemist flask.
or whatever
The
it
jar of
is.
mayonnaise.
Then I will
The
simply
jar
have
of
to dream
mayonnaise.
of having booze.
Just think about it when we have our next stop.
Yeah, whatever that item is. I can't think of its name right now. I don't think it's alchemist flask, but yeah,
It's an alchemist jug,
Yeah,
Jug.
I
jar,
think.
jug,
Jug.
I was
jug,
like,
jug, jug.
jug. Yep. Okay. All right. So you set off, Elandiel. Again, it is your pilgrimage. You can choose to stay on the trail following the path, or to just head in the general direction that you believe it is going,
I'm gonna
looking for the next
follow the
campfire.
trail.
Okay. All right. You travel. This time the travel takes 8 hours before you reach your next campfire. Almost a full day's worth of travel. Do you wish to stop at this campfire?
Yep.
Okay. Again, there's a trail that leads off to where the fire pit and the campfire is set up. For those of you looking around, the situation is very similar to that as the one by the riverbank. There isn't any sign of firewood or anything nearby, but you do get the impression that in order to proceed, lighting the fire is what it takes.
I do it before or again.
It's a
Okay.
race. Me.
All right.
Yeah.
The fire rages on. Does anybody wish to do anything different with this campfire this time than what you did at the previous? Or are you all going to follow Elandiel's lead again?
I mean, it seemed generally good.
Okay. Elandiel, what are you doing this time then?
I'm gonna get myself a nice, comfortable seating position, and I'll take in and draw my friends around the campfire.
Okay. Easy enough for you to do, to get your picture and drawn. As day turns into night and it's time for dinner, again, the same thing, those of you who are hungry and thinking about food, the food appears.
Zero to get some nice like roast giant centipede and mushroom. So it was undermountain cuisine he hasn't had in ages.
Zeki's definitely making his mom's cooking.
So much raw steak. So much.
Or I would imagine a very tall stein of beer that he remembers from one of our many tavern outings, and I pick it up and I hand it over to Sadzi. Will this help?
Sadzi, he is handing you nothing.
I'm good. You can have it.
Oh man, Ore can conjure up some like 3,000-year-old foods that he remembers.
He can't remember anything.
Hence the
He does
problem on the
remember
boat.
one 2,000-year-old morsel that he's had. With you kind of denying the taking it from him, he looks at it and he's like, "Hmm," and then he'll try and chug it back because he hasn't done that in a while. So he will chug a stein of beer.
Tastes good, just like you remember.
Nice.
You sometimes question why you don't do this more often. Then you
Um,
realize it costs money everywhere else you go.
a lovely rabbit stew with a side of fresh fruits and vegetables from the garden.
All right. So, as you all go about eating your various meals and drinks, I would like you all to go ahead and roll another percentile dice for me.
Nice. 69.
Me too. Nice.
100.
I got 9.
7.
Okay.
We got a spread.
All right. Zerdig, as you are in your meditation, you're sitting there watching everybody as they finish. You notice that the light changes. The flames go from their orange and red to a purple, very similar to your skin color. The
Ooh.
flames dance for a while, and as they dance, they seem to begin to take on the shape of a human. Slowly you watch as emerging from the flames is a human. You've seen them before, but never alive.
What?
You watch them turn towards the fire, reach in, pull out a staff that matches the one that Sadzi is carrying now. And he turns and he points it at you.
Hello? Zerdig tries to talk to this individual.
What do you say?
What do you mean, staff pointer fire being?
I am Typhon, the greatest wizard who has ever lived.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Zerdig, soon to be the greatest artificer that has ever lived.
Why did you come here? And you notice as he says this, your environment changes, and you find yourself back in Typhon's crypt, where the cages of children are full of living children waiting to be experimented on. And he standing at one of the altars, pointing at you as you've just entered in through the door.
So I'm gonna make an insight check to see what Zerdig will do here. One sec.
And if you want a refresher of what this area looks like, let me share Typhon's lab again with you.
Okay, yeah, reshare that. I got a 9 on insight and a 6 on a whiz save. So Zerdig is gonna be like, "We came here to put a stop to this evil that you're doing," like
Mm-hmm.
right to his face.
Okay.
Experimenting on children? What's your problem, man?
He looks at you, and as you are in this room, you should be able to see the lab again and see where you're at. It's not overgrown anymore, though. All of the growth is gone. This is before you ever arrived. He looks at you and goes, "My experiments will save thousands in the future. How dare
I
you
hate to
stop
break it.
progress?"
Well, first of all, progress is not the end, means to the end. And second of all, it's not going to turn out the way you think it's going to turn out. It never does. Your hubris will be your downfall, Typhon.
He goes, "You wish." And as he does so, his staff, he shoves it forward. I need you to make a dexterity save as a
All right.
bolt of lightning emerges from the staff, striking at you.
That's going to be a 6, boss.
All right. You are going to take a whole lot of damage. Let's see here.
Am I at full HP because the other dream never happened?
Yes, you are at full HP because the other dream
Awesome.
never happened. Let's see. It's probably going to be easier for me to roll these dice digitally, so let me go somewhere where I can do that
Yeah.
really quick.
Good thing Zerdik has absorb elements, so hopefully he doesn't just straight up die.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he has inspiration, so I can't reroll this.
Okay, this is do. All right. That's a lot of dice. Let's get this rolled. Ooh, my D&D Beyond is still super slow. It may have been faster for me to roll them individually.
You should roll them in the bot channel. It's a lot faster.
Yeah. Okay. You take apparently I didn't roll enough dice. 35 points of lightning damage.
All right, he'll react absorb elements, so it goes down to 17.
Okay. All right.
Well, that was just straight up unkind.
So
He actually says to Typhon.
he goes, "I won't let anything stand in my way." Did you want to do anything before he goes again?
Yeah, probably. I think it's time for Z2 to go and grapple this fool to the ground. So, let me see if I have silence prepared as well. I don't think I have web, grease. Those aren't gonna help. Ooh, darkness. That will help. Yeah, so let's do that. We're gonna have Z2 go in and try and grapple Typhon, and then Zerdig is gonna hold darkness until after Z2 goes, and then cast it right on top of Typhon so he can't see Zerdig.
Okay. So you're going to ready to cast darkness.
Yeah,
If once Z2 pins Typhon.
yeah, that's the hope.
Okay. All right. So Z2 gets to run up to Typhon. Go ahead and make your roll.
23. Get pinned, wizard.
Get pinned, wizard. All right. Yeah, no, he doesn't beat a 23. He's a wizard. There was a small
Nice.
chance because he's high enough level that.
Good job, Z2. All right, so Z2 goes in there into the freaking Thunderdome with Typhon, and then Zerdig drops a darkness on top of him.
Which does not take effect as it is countered.
Oh, lame. I counter his counter. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have high enough spell yet.
Okay. And darkness is a level 3, right? Spell?
Darkness. I
Or
have it from a racial.
3 or less. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, let me double check. How do the racial? Let me see the wording
It's
on
at
this
the
one.
lowest level usually.
Yeah.
But some
So
of the
it's-
racials you're actually casting the spell, and some of them are spell-like abilities. I don't remember
Yeah,
what the
You're
one is.
actually casting the spell.
Yeah,
So.
Okay.
most of the player ones are.
Well, then that is unfortunate.
Just making sure I didn't need to have him roll for the counter. I'm pretty sure darkness fits under the just instant counter. So. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely under level 4 because even up to level 3 is instant counter.
All right. It is his turn again, and the lightning is going to come back out. And since Z2 is now here as well, it's going to hit him and then arc and hit you as well.
Alrighty.
So I need you to make dex saves for both of you.
I got a 12, so shoot, I could flash of genius that, but A, it might not be enough, and B, it's the same effect. So he'll just fail, and then I'll absorb elements again.
Okay. What about Z2?
I'm checking. He got a 16.
All right. Okay. So he got a 16.
Yeah.
Okay. So you both fail and take 38
Awesome.
points of lightning damage.
All right. Let me do some math. 35, 39, 40. Okay, so Z2 is still alive, but he's got like 3 life left.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Your absorb elements would reduce yours
yeah,
to
he'll
19.
absorb it to 19.
Yeah, because half of 38, 19. So.
All right, Zerdig's at 16, so he's not feeling super great, but we're not out of it yet.
Okay. What would you like
All
to
right. We're gonna go up there and we're gonna wallop on freaking what's his face, Typhon. So we're gonna pull out the great sword. We're gonna run up. Z2 still got him pinned, and then he's gonna double attack him, Elven accuracy.
do? Okay.
One moment. Wow, no, that didn't work. What isn't the Elven accuracy macro EA?
I don't know what you set it to on the server.
It's E advantage now.
Tell people to stop changing that. It's changed like 3 times over the past 4 months.
It's only changed once. It changed from EA to E advantage.
All right, so 2 hits, 25 and a 23.
25 and 23, both of those hit.
All right, so unfortunately, it's not really that much damage though. So it's 9 damage and 16 damage to him.
Okay. All right.
And then bonus action will have. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no making him not. I guess Z2 could try and wrestle the staff away from him. He can also pin him. Z2, so Zerdig will go ahead and use his bonus action to have Z2 use mending on himself to heal himself, and then that'll be it. Z2 will probably still explode, but that's what we're doing.
Okay. All right. One last time, he's gonna cast his chain lightning spell, and hopefully this is enough to take you out, or he'll have to do it again. Go ahead and make your dex saves.
Man, Zerdig can't roll above a 10 to save his life. He got a 9.
Okay, and Z2?
11. So Z2's going to be dead for sure.
47 lightning damage to both of you.
I think that kills me even with the other one
Okay.
with absorb elements because I only have 16 life left right now.
Okay. So as this bolt of lightning strikes you, Bill and Z2, you wake up in Typhon's lab, but it's overgrown, and you're there with your friends destroying the clone bodies, remembering the fear,
The flashback.
the flashback that you had. Everything that Typhon did haunts your memories. But you realize you helped put an end to it. You stopped it from continuing. But you have this little thing in the back of your head. Should you check on that? Should you make sure nothing has happened since you've left?
I think this is the second prompting that we've felt about this, so we probably should go check.
And then,
um,
as the flashback fades, you see yourself back at the campfire. The fire has returned to normal. Everybody's sitting around in their meditations. You look at yourself and Z2, and although you don't feel any damage, you notice that both on Z2 and on yourself, there are lightning bolt scars up and down your arms.
well, that's unsettling. So he'll tell everybody after they're done meditating what he's seen and what happened, and be pretty freaked out. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's gonna be nearly as shaken as like Elandiel was from like being cut off from his god type thing, but yeah, he never liked Typhon and that whole creepy thing, and so having it haunt him basically is like not great. Probably like 2 notches below where Elandiel was on the freak out scale.
Alright, do you show them the scars on both you and Z2?
Oh, totally. Yeah. He's gonna be like, something's going on. I had a vision about Typhon and I got wrecked. And then he's gonna be like, look at my arms and just show them the lightning scars and like, we need to go check and make sure.
For the rest of you, these scars are normal. As far as you're concerned, Zerdik has had them the entire time he's been with you.
I don't like that.
Same with the design on Z2 of the lightning up and down his arms.
Oh man, we're freaking altering history here.
Do
that
I
was-
trust his insight and to go back and go back and check on Typhon? Does he seem genuine about that?
Zerdig seems very concerned about that, yes.
Okay.
I mean, we've talked about this. I can fix injuries when they happen, but you've always had those scars. I can't really do much post fact.
This is the point where he's gonna freak out a little bit. He's gonna be like, "What? No, this just happened. But just happened right now, a few minutes ago. What are you talking about? I've always had these. These are brand new."
Zeki's gonna put his arm or his hand on Zerdik's shoulder and say, "It's gonna be okay," like he did when I got knocked out.
Now Zerdik's gonna obsess about being in a different timeline.
The Bernstein Bears.
All right. As you all react to Zerdig, and Zerdig seems to be a bit freaked out, the night comes and goes, and you're all able to take another long rest. And in the morning, you have your choice of what you wish to do: stay or head out for the next campsite, or abandon because you're too afraid of what comes next.
Zerdik's
Did
gonna... Sorry, go ahead, Elandiel.
no? I was gonna say, when we reported the Typhon stuff, um, did they tell us which team they sent, or just that they'd send people?
Just that they would send people.
Okay. I will cast. I'll tell Zerdig. I'm like, okay. I'll check. I'll check in with the council to see if they've sent anybody for you to investigate. They said they would, and so I'll see if I can get if it's anybody we know.
Okay.
Zerdig will say thank you. First off, he's gonna ask everyone pretty incessantly and annoyingly, like, I've always had these, where I get them. What's the story? And see, kind of see what the deal is with that. But then he's also, he wants to be respectful of Elandiel's pilgrimage and things like that. But he just really strongly feels now like it doesn't matter who they sent, unless it's like Nomi Stark himself, which they wouldn't send because they don't have power over him. But it's like, unless it's someone that he trusts that much or respects that much, he's gonna want to go see it with his own eyes after all these experiences.
While he's asking, Ore's going to think back. Did we ever have a conversation about these scars at any time specifically? Did I ever ask about where he got them from my memories now?
From your memories, no.
Well, they're not that reliable anyway.
Maybe it was one of the other pod people that remembers it.
One of the other Ores from the boat.
Yeah, the other Ores remembers that part.
Yeah, that was definitely some mismanaged mischief for sure. All right. So, Elandiel, what message are you sending, and to who specifically?
I'm doing a. Oh, that's close enough. That's not quite.
You're doing a word count.
Yep. I guess it would be Goodman is Drusus, who's currently over Typhons, right?
Goodman is Drusus, who's currently over Typhons.
Yes. So
And you do know that based on the last meeting, they have agreed to let them be their own country, but that obviously hasn't happened yet because it's been
yeah,
like a month and a couple days.
yeah. I'm assuming the details are still being worked out. So he's technically who I
Yes.
imagine is running things there. I can do up to. I don't need to.
You don't need to use all
all of
25.
them. Yeah. Elandiel checking in. Who was sent to Typhon's lab, and have they returned with an update about their deeper investigation? Send.
All right. So you get a reply back. Several of our seasoned adventuring groups were sent to investigate and recover anything they can from Typhons. Last we heard, they are excavating so they can get into the lab. Apparently, and then he runs out of words.
Okay.
Apparently what? Apparently what?
You know what? Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do another sending.
Okay. And you just be like, apparently what? Okay.
Yep.
And he goes, apparently, a large statue fell in on the tomb and collapsed in the whole base, so getting in has been difficult. They have made progress, but haven't gotten fully into the lab yet.
Okay. And I'll share all of that with Zerdig.
You guys were the ones that collapsed it, so.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to be very perturbed, but at least he'll take solace in the fact that it's still collapsed the way that we left it. And then he'll be respectful of Elandiel and be like, let's finish your pilgrimage. But in the back of his mind, he's already made up his mind, like, after this pilgrimage is complete, like, that's where he's going, at least. I mean, hopefully, if people want to go with him, but he's going back to check it out. And hopefully, if he goes by himself, it doesn't turn out like his vision, because then he'll just die.
Yeah. Well, don't forget you also have a promise to Aegon.
Yes, I know. But
So.
the promise to Aegon is like, regional of his people. This one is like world shattering. So
Right. Okay. So, Elandiel, same question as the last 2 mornings.
Pressing forward down the trail.
Okay. You continue on
Making our way downtown.
traveling. It takes you about 4 hours this time to reach the next campsite. Do you wish to camp or press forward to the next?
Um, is this another still just open plains, the same general scenery as before, or has anything changed?
It's open plains from here until you get there. Um, some of the trail will eventually lead you closer to the sea, but most of it's leading you out further into the plainslands before coming back and down the peninsula towards Maplestump.
That was about 2 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours. I'm willing to push on to the next one
Okay. So you
because I
all
still want to hit up a lot of them.
right.
But understanding like other people wanting to move, like I'm willing to skip a close one.
Okay. Um, so does anybody object and try and convince Elandiel to stay, or are you just following Elandiel's lead?
Ore's just following Elandiel's
Yeah.
lead.
This is his magical journey.
And we're just
Yep,
along
we're
for the
kind of
wild
along for
trips
the
that we
ride.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you continue on. It takes another 7 hours before you reach the next campsite. Sitting at this campsite, fire already blazing, is another elf who looks just a little bit older than you, Elandiel, sitting there in a meditative stance, waiting, watching. What would all of you like to do?
Quietly approach and set up our stuff, not wanting to mess up the other elf's journey, and continue ours, and maybe we can talk in the morning or in the evening.
Pass.
I'll let them talk first.
Okay.
Does this other elf look like he's in distress at all, or is he just look essentially the same way we have the whole time?
Just the same way that you guys have the whole time. He looks pretty much like you see Elandiel and Zerdig every night when they go into their trances.
So he's just in a straight trance meditative state at this point.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So the rest of you follow Elandiel's lead as typical and don't engage with the elf and go into your
yeah,
meditative stances.
I mean he's meditating, right? So he doesn't want to wake him up. Zerdig is gonna try and find more answers on this Typhon thing, though. He's kind of concerned
Okay.
as he meditates. That is.
Okay. I would like you all to go ahead and roll another D100 percentile die for me, please.
14.
40.
24.
56.
And was that also
Also
a 14
14.
for Ore? Okay.
Yep.
So this night you camp out. You're in your meditative stances. The next thing you know, the morning has come. The other elf is up and working and getting ready to set off for the day.
I would ask him how his meditation went.
You learn. Sometimes it scares you.
That is good to hear. I have not quite experienced that yet.
Not every fire does, and not every person will see something every time.
Thank you. Good journey to you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to interact with the elf?
Does he say or notice anything, like do anything different from Zerdig being a drow?
Nope. So,
Then no, he'll just continue on his business.
Becky's gonna ask him how long he's been on the trail himself.
This is my 4th campfire, so 4 days.
You know, Zerdig is going to piggyback off of that question and ask him if he is aware of any of these things in these visions, like impacting the real world. I guess is the best way to put it.
Everything we do and learn impacts the real world.
Lol.
Do you ever have visions on these campfires and wake up and what's come to pass in the vision has come to pass on your body in the physical realm, in the material plane?
No. But I will look forward to such a thing.
Nah, just asking for a friend. Thank you. With that, he'll put his hands on his hips in like a gunslinger stance, like near his pistol, just for comfort, not to intimidate the man, but just that's how he stands. So that's what he's gonna do after that, and just kind of take it all in.
All right. Anybody else wanting to interact with the elf? You can tell that he's packed up and ready to go.
Nope.
Okay. He sets off, not quite following the trail, but just wandering in the general direction that it leads. The rest of you have your mornings to go about your various rituals. Is there anything that you're wanting to do at this camp? This is the first campfire you have stopped at that nothing has happened to any of you at.
No, we rejoice. Zerdig is glad to not have any more scares.
I guess in the morning, we're like, anybody have any crazy visions? I didn't hear anyone scream.
For
I
me,
slept
it
good.
was
Nope.
just another evening.
Okay.
All right. Elandiel, same question as the nights
Down the
before.
trail.
Following the trail.
Yep.
All right. You continue making your way down the trail. After 10 hours of travel, you arrive at the next campsite. And you see, walking past this campsite a little bit further on ahead of you, the same elf from the night before and from this morning. Do you wish to stay at this campsite or to press forward?
Oh, 10 hours. It's a long time on my feet. I'm ready to rest.
You're
Okay.
gonna steal this dude's visions. There are visions now.
We get all the visions.
I'll wish I'll mumble a little elvish blessing for safety as he goes past for him.
Okay.
Just a little. May Arn will keep you safe and delay your embrace with her a little while longer.
All right.
Is that elf also stopping here, or is he moving on? He's continuing on without stopping here.
Correct. He's a little ways ahead.
Gotcha.
I mean, presumably we're going to the same place, right? So why don't we ask him if we want to travel together?
Because he's already up ahead of us.
I mean, we were just talking with him, though, right? We could probably catch up to him because he's just going to the next campfire. We'd guess, or we can let him go, and then at the next campfire, we can ask him if he wants to travel with us because it's clear he's on the same like pilgrimage path.
But will you ever see him again? Because you have the option to skip fires along the way.
We'll find
We
out if we
gotta
do.
we gotta farm them all for that sweet XP. I'm just kidding, but
That would definitely help you not catch him. So, do you run after him, Zerdig, to try and catch up with him, or are you just gonna let him go tonight and then hope
no,
you
I
catch him the
figure
next
we
time?
like actually have that conversation in character. And then Zerg's like, okay, sure. If we
Okay.
see him again, then we'll talk to him.
Okay.
He's
So,
on his journey.
who rushes to light the fire this time?
Can I light it with sacred flame?
Do you
We're
try?
all edging away.
Yeah, I'll try it. It's radiant, not fire, so it probably won't work, but I'll give it a go.
Okay. You cast Sacred Flame into the center of the campfire, and flames erupt in radiant colors.
Oh, yes.
You got that magic rainbow fire packet in there.
All right. So, you go about your normal meditation preparations as you are going through. As your meal time comes, again, those of you who are hungry and wanting food, it appears for you. And I would like you all to go ahead and roll another percentile D100 for me.
100.
62.
We switched because I got 69, and when I got 100, you got 69. I think.
29.
Okay. So, as you all sit there in your meditative states, Elandiel, you watch as the radiant flames dance in the campfire pit. As they dance, you see them take on the shape of a humanoid. As the form begins to take more and more shape from the flames into that of a real person, you recognize them immediately, and you feel a sense of regret. Your great-grandfather stands before you. What would you like to do?
I would like to go up and give him a big hug.
You go up to hug the figure, and your arms pass completely through him. And he goes, I know your pain, and that I am not around anymore. But now is your opportunity to move on. Do what you wish.
Sorry I wasn't there. Let me get it now. And I'll reach in, reach for my notebook, and I want to get in my freshly purchased, my fresh supplies, and just take the longest amount of time that I can to just sit in, chit chat with my grandfather and capture him, so that I'll be able to return this remembrance to the family,
Okay.
that it not be missed.
Just as you finish the drawing and you look to compare to your great-grandfather's image, you confirm that it's the best that you've ever done. And at that moment, he fades back into the flame, and the radiant fire turns into a regular fire. And it is the morning. The sun is coming up. The rest of you all get long rests. Elandiel, you do not for this.
Okay.
You look down at your art book, at the picture you drew of your great-grandfather, and it's not on the page that you drew it on. You begin to flip through your art book, trying to find the image because you know it's there. You know you just drew it. You know it exists. Eventually, you flip until you're towards the front, some of the first drawings that you ever did. And there is the drawing. And on the pages surrounding the drawing are a bunch of gratitudes and remembrances of your great-grandfather written by all of your family and friends. They weren't there this morning, to your knowledge, but they're there now.
I have a little silent, happy cry, and then um, walk off a little bit before everybody else wakes up too much, and offer a um, prayer of thanks to my grandfather and to Arnwell for letting me speak to him once more, and to my other ancestors.
All right. So the morning has come. The rest of your party has awoken from their sleeps and meditations. The fire has gone out entirely. What would you like to do this morning, Elandiel?
Uh, get going, and let Zerdig know that I believe him in visions, what we experience in them being able to impact um, us here as we are.
He'll look to Elandiel like, thank you. Thank you. Someone believes me. And now you understand why we need to go investigate Typhon's folly after this. But first, let's finish your pilgrimage.
I'm still learning about the impacts and how truthful everything in visions are. But I do believe that their impacts can be felt and made manifest for sure. Whether it be things that we need to see or that we believe we need to see, I'm not sure exactly which it is. But once everybody's up, I say let's hit back up that trail.
All right. You continue heading out up the trail. After 3 hours, you arrive at the next campsite. Nobody else in sight.
We'll push on.
Okay. You continue pushing forward. After another 5 hours, you reach the next campsite, and there is that same elf from before, sitting camped with the fire already going in his meditation.
I am exhausted and ready to get myself to camp as well.
All right.
And I'll mention to Zerdig, like, hey, when he's done meditating, you're welcome. If he wants to join us, perfectly fine. I myself am gonna get set up and start early.
Zerdig is going to write the gentleman a note, knowing that he's already meditating. He might finish before us and leave. So he'll write him a note and basically say, like, would you like to travel with us? Then do a checkbox, yes, no, like a middle school note. I'm just kidding.
Check yes or no.
Check this box.
And then he'll put it in front of the guy, but he doesn't want to interrupt his meditation.
Okay. Fair enough. Easy enough to do. Is anybody else doing anything different this time, or just the typical follow Elandiel, go into meditations around the fire?
Ore's feeling a little frustrated. He's not quite connecting. He worries that because he doesn't actually sleep, this is keeping him a little disconnected from it all. But he's going to follow suit.
The elves don't sleep either, which you know. And so far,
Yeah, but they do like a little bit of meditation when they do rest, right?
yeah, they're in a trance. So
Right.
Okay. So with that, everybody go ahead and give me another percentile roll. I swear, if another one of you rolls a 100.
13.
32.
19.
91.
93.
Zeki get the high this time?
So 93 and 91.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Robbed.
Let me just double check something here really quick. Okay. All right. So, with this, the campfire, as you are sitting there watching it, everybody but Zerdig notices as the campfire changes from the typical colors of this flame to this soft blue color as the smoke billows out, enveloping the four of you. You find yourselves waking up in a place that you haven't been to for over a year at this point. Or not quite a year, I guess. You find yourself in the basement in the city of Kaiche, below the mayor's house. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ba, ba, ba. Are they all in the vision together?
They are all in this vision together.
You're not invited, sir.
Ooh.
Well, Zerdik wasn't there.
Yeah, and we don't invite him.
So, all right. Thanks everybody for coming, for hanging out, for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.